Okay, so here we are. This is part two. I've erased everything. I've taken care of any seasonal allergies that I might be having here at 10:38 at night. So part two, let me make sure so I can just keep track for myself. I appreciate your patience so far. Alright, so let's get on with this show. To start this model, besides what we just did, I want to show a video clip. Now, it's from YouTube, and the way that I'm borrowing it, not stealing it, the way I'm borrowing it isn't the best way as far as quality, but it will be good enough, and it's a pretty good video. Please try to pay attention, and we'll go ahead and we'll start that now.
In 1912, just after graduating with a doctorate degree in physics, Niels Bohr took a job in Ernest Rutherford's laboratory in England. A year earlier, Rutherford had introduced an amazing new theory about atoms. It was thought that atoms were solid spheres of positive charge with negative electrons fixed throughout. But according to Rutherford's model, atoms look more like tiny planetary systems, with most of the mass focused in the positively charged nucleus of the atom, and negatively charged electrons rotating around the nucleus like the Earth around the Sun. Rutherford's new model was a scientific breakthrough, but almost immediately he found a hole in his theory.
See, the problem was that if you got a nucleus with a positive charge and electrons in orbit about it, then we know that the electron should very rapidly orbit into the nucleus. It should do it in a fraction of a second. That's a very secure prediction of classical physics. And that's catastrophic. What it's telling you is that atoms can't exist. It means that you and I would not exist. The atoms would have no way of supporting themselves with the large volumes that they have.
Rutherford was ready to give up on his atomic model, but Niels Bohr saw a way to save the theory.
He was so excited, he canceled his honeymoon. He had to delay his wedding, cancel the honeymoon, and his poor fiancée, instead of going on a luxurious honeymoon, had to take dictation as her husband dictated one of the greatest masterpieces in physics because he himself could not get himself to write down the paper.
What he proposed was that you would not allow the electrons to move in any orbit about the nucleus, as you could according to classical theory, but only to occupy certain very well-defined orbits about the nucleus. There would be an orbit here, an orbit here, an orbit here, but there would not exist orbits between these.
There's nothing in between. In between exists nothing. And that's very non-Newtonian. If you take the Earth and you could move the Earth a little bit closer to the Sun, no problem. We'd have a different orbit, would be stable, we'd have a different time to go around the Sun, no problem. That you cannot do with an electron around a nucleus. You cannot just change the
Let's just talk for a minute. Now, I just realized as I was doing this, let's see here, that when I was doing this, I said Bohr had this idea. I'm sorry, it was Rutherford. I just said it wrong. Rutherford said it would spiral in, not Bohr. Bohr's the one that's going to go ahead and explain this. Alright? So what he's saying is what we've said before, that pretend these rings go around. He's saying the electron can be here or here, but it is never in between these two spots. Alright? And we've learned that to move up and down, that's the gain or the loss of energy. So that's where we're going to go. I'm going to have to divide this video up into two chunks. So we'll stop this one and we'll continue this movie in the next video clip.